Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. I want to start by asking a question. What is the political significance of running a propaganda after William Ruto met with former President Uhuru Kenyatta? Because I have been following in Twitter one gentleman, the Nandi Senator Samson Cherargei. And I want us to look at that propaganda a bit. But of course, I want to look at this video first. To look at that video, that is the video of President William Ruto meeting Uhuru Kenyatta at the VIP lounge. And that VIP section was where the visiting Burundi president Evarishte Ndayishime was. And if you follow it, when William Ruto checked in, he found when former President Uhuru Kenyatta, Ruto was not there on top, because if you look, you will realize that the picture that was on top there was that from Ndayishime. It's because I think that's the protocol for the presidential suits, or maybe that lounge was set out that way. Because of course he's also a president, so there was no way he was going to put the portrait of President William Ruto there. Maybe the way it was not going to be put. So they met there shortly, and in that place there were the East African Communist Secretary General Maduki, members of Secretariat of President Uhuru Kenyatta, and also William Ruto. So after that, from that VIP launch, they walked through to the dais where the peace process, or rather the peace conversation, was held. So when they walked there, this photo was taken. This is the photo that Samson Cherargei did a tweet about. And he shared that photo and Twitter and said, "Breach of protocol. The President, His Excellency William Ruto, should be at the middle next to His Excellency Ndayishime, and the Congo Special Peace Envoy, Uhuru, should be at the periphery." I don't know why he's saying Uhuru. I think it should be President Uhuru Kenyatta. That's international dictates of the presidential protocols. Blessed evening. And if you look at that photo, you are seeing President William Ruto and former President Uhuru Kenyatta were all walking in some sort of a raised slab. Then the visiting president was in the other end, on the other slab. Then President William Ruto. And if you look at it critically, it's like Ruto ata ni kama ako mbele, then Uhuru Kenyatta was kinda behind, but Uhuru was in the middle. A show of power, and Uhuru in his usual casuals, and I really like, because I think he's one person that really motivated us to go for these casuals. They really look good. So according to what Cherargei is saying, is that William Ruto should be in the middle, then the other two. But the international dictates experts can make us understand. I agree with what, if you look at the reply in that tweet, it has really reacted, caused reaction of almost 1,300 replies. And the intention here is to portray an image that William Ruto was disrespected. In simple terms, straight, I can say that looks a bit petty. Yeah, to say the least. It's being petty. Because I know, if you know, there are those international dictates, but that was not maybe at the stage. Because look at the way the visiting president was humble, and he just walked. In fact, they were just walking, going somewhere. And I don't know why there is this obsession by, by the senator to show that William Ruto was disrespected. Uhuru Kenyatta is leading the peace missions. So, what's your take? I've seen Miguna saying that the media, the Githeri media, captured the photo on a wrong angle. Let me say, I have reliably confirmed this photo was taken by a secretariat. This photo was taken by Uhuru Kenyatta's new formed secretariat. This photo was not taken by a mainstream journalist from this end, so that you start bashing people. So, and it had nothing with portraying that someone is being disrespected or no. I don't think that's what it is. Even if so, what would it cost the senator to show that Uhuru Kenyatta, that former President William Ruto, was humble? Because that will still give some mileage. I think after that maize importation protest, we reported, it was all reported in the papers, that powerful state house operatives reprimanded the Cherargei and the team to stop that conversation. And perhaps after they were called and were talked to, they stopped it. But Cherargei seems to be looking for President William Ruto's attention. Yes, because on this one, it's not a big deal. I have seen Tahingunyi saying that Ruto showed humility, which I also see that. He showed humility, but the Cherargei team seems to be running the propaganda that he was disrespected because of those, what they call international protocols. What would it gain? What will be the repercussions of showing that? That propaganda clearly tries to portray, or rather to show, that Uhuru Kenyatta do not recognize Ruto presidency. Uhuru once said that, yes, I'm going to give up power, but my leader is Raila. I don't think we are now at that level. And it's unnecessary to show that Uhuru do not recognize Ruto presidency. Whether it was disputed or not, Ruto is the president. And those are factors that we cannot rub off. So that aspect of not recognizing, for me, it plays into the trap of the Gachagwas and the Couriers. The UDA Mount Kenya team will still want such a narrative to be sustained that President Uhuru Kenyatta do not support, or rather do not recognize, the presidency of William Samoei Ruto. That is what that narrative shows. Guys, Uhuru did one thing. And yes, it is a bit, it went against his wish, but he handed over power smoothly. The transition was smooth because President Uhuru Kenyatta was setting a precedent. And so, in 2027 or 2032, we want to see replication of the same, power being handed over, so that we avoid what we've been seeing in this country, our transitions becoming just strenuous. And you can't do everything, but you will give Uhuru that credit that he handed over power smoothly. What is it making it difficult to show Ruto's humility? From Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto's meeting, there is some two takeaways. Number one, power is a donated privilege. And when you are in power, maximize and use it to your best. And it's not about you. Today, you're changing positions. Former president with the current president. William Ruto is also now current president, and seems to have disregarded other voices. And he has really shown, no one cares. It's about us. We're doing it. You're in power tomorrow. You're not going to be in power. Always do. If you can do something to your people, always do. To the Mount Kenya leaders and those who have been demonizing and attacking President Uhuru Kenyatta, I think it's high time you will realize that it is very possible for those venoms to be neutralized by Uhuru Kenyatta meeting William Ruto. Because at the electioneering period, successfully, the UDM on Kenya politicians were absorbed, were consumed by a very strong narrative that Uhuru and Ruto are total enemies. Yes, it can be there. But behind closed doors, leaders are buddies. Yes. So don't get shocked. Tomorrow, Uhuru, Raila, Ruto together, national prayer breakfast. It's gonna happen. That is the level this country is. That's my take.